Hey everybody.
I'm Ben.
I'm Matt. You know what time it is.
It's Grapplin time.
Alright, today we're going to do a reverse armbar. The armbar, hyperextending the elbow against its normal plane of motion. The goal at this point is to fold the elbow the wrong way and force a tap. Starting off with basically a collar tie, I want to try to get access to this elbow. At this point, the plane of the elbow is going up this way, and there isn't really any good way that I can apply enough pressure to get a submission. The other problem is that he can pull his hand away anytime he wants to. So I'm going to start by clamping. I'm going to pinch between my shoulder and my head against the hand, okay, and try to get a good grip there. This is not going to be enough by itself to keep him from pulling his hand away, but it's enough to at least provide some traction, pull your hand away, right? If you work on it, you can get a decent grip. So the next point is to try to get the elbow lined up so that you can actually apply pressure to it and get the submission. I have to be able to turn his arm over. Now I can try pushing on it, or I could try squeezing it. I like to reach all the way over so that my fingers are actually visible underneath the arm. I'm going to grip here and push here. There's going to be contact along the plane of the shoulder. There we go. Now the elbow is turned so that it's facing up. If you were to bend his arm, it would bend down like this. I'm keeping the clamp the whole time, okay? Grip, turn. From here, applying pressure. In a lot of arm bars you can lie back, but you can't do that with a reverse arm bar. There needs to be a void for his arm to fold into. So I have to be sitting up. From here I can apply pressure, and I get a bit of a tap. Now this is still really low percentage. It's really loose, and a lot of the time the guy's going to pull his arm out, he's going to twist his elbow out, he's going to get out of it. But it's also really low commitment. You don't risk a whole lot by going for it. You look at Michihiro Omigawa, he was able to get this successfully against a fairly high-level Brazilian opponent. Another good one was Hayato Sakurai against Eddie Ruiz in one of the early Abu Dhabis. You see the technique more commonly in judo than you do in jiu-jitsu, but it's still something that purple belts use to embarrass blue belts on a fairly regular basis. If you want to make this work a little bit better, we have a few options. I have to be able to sit up. I have to be able to get away from my opponent. So butterfly hooks are usually going to be involved here. There could be a scenario where you start in closed guard, but basically I want to be able to keep this void so that there's somewhere for the elbow to fold into. I'm just going to pinch, try to keep this, get my grip. Once I've got it up to here, I'm going to place his elbow on my bicep and either get a grip like this, or even almost a lion kill type grip. The main thing is I want to have pressure on the outside of it, and I want to be cutting into the back of the tricep so that the whole thing is snug. Now that I'm pulling like this, yeah, see how his head's starting to come down? I know I've got pressure on the elbow, and at this point, this grip isn't as important. I can open this up, and the fact that I'm holding it with my arm will do the job. I'm going to lift my leg so that my knee is behind the shoulder. And at this point, I have quite enough pressure to get the finish. So I'm just wrestling his arm with my arms. I'm involving my lower body, I'm isolating his limb from the rest of his body, and making the submission slightly higher percentage. Alright, let's see how this works with the gi. Ready? Okay then. So, let's suppose I've got closed guard, and again, he's working some kind of collar tie, or he's messing with my head. I want to go for this elbow. I want to get as deep a grip as I can, and try to get my bicep underneath it. Pinch at the same time. This by itself is not going to get me the finish. Note how I'm lying on my back? Even if I hold his elbow as hard as I can't actually cause the submission because there's nowhere for the elbow to go. So I have to create a little bit more. Okay, let's turn this way. So we're here. I have this grip. My elbow's behind his elbow. Okay, I can go to here. I can just keep my hand on it. This foot is on the hip, and it actually comes inside, and the knee behind the shoulder. At this point, I'm going to bring my elbows in close, and just the fact that I'm sitting up, crunching, curling my stomach, pulling the elbow in tight to me. If I want to, I can apply pressure against the hip as well, and that gets the finish. Equally effective with or without the gi.
That's fine, it works gi, or no gi. But what if it's snowing? I'm playing hockey.
Challenge accepted. So, I'm a hockey player in my closed guard. This is actually an issue that hasn't been addressed enough in most jiu-jitsu videos. So, notice with the gloves, it's a lot more difficult to get purchase with the clamp. But with the elbow pads, I have a nice big handle that I can actually grip onto and turn the elbow. This is actually really accessible. Compared to other submissions, like if I want to triangle a hockey player, it's nearly impossible. The helmet and the padding, the shoulder padding in particular, makes it very difficult for me to close my triangle. But the reverse armbar is an excellent solution to someone wearing hockey gear. So once again, I want to try to create a bit of a void between our bodies. I want to get my knee behind the shoulder, turn the elbow over, and get the tap. Once again, I get a nice grip on the elbow pad, and I can just use this to start turning the elbow over. If it's flat on my stomach, I want to place my foot against the hip so that I can curl away, and then get my foot underneath. At this point, just having my knee behind the shoulder is almost enough to get the submission. But you see how this elbow pad nicely lines up so that I can easily get the tap just by applying a little bit of pressure. If you find yourself facing an opponent in hockey gear, the reverse armbar is a good tool to use.
Next time, we take snorkel training to the next level.